Hey magicians! So in my last video, I opened up 2 play sets that had a bunch of animals and accessories in them, but only 2 horses. So in this video, I'm going to be opening up just horses. And I've got 2 things that I want to show you guys. Both of them are from the Breyer Horse Crazy lineup. So the first one is this gift collection. So it's a set of 4 horses in a box. And I'm really excited because it's got some of the newer molds in it, like the Django Frisian mold. So I'm really excited to see what these look like out of the box. And the other thing is this set of 4 separate horses, also part of the Horse Crazy lineup, that were Walmart exclusives. And Breyer doesn't sell these anymore either, but I got them used off at eBay. So even though you can't get them anymore, I thought I would show you guys just because I actually haven't seen any unboxing videos of these yet, and I don't really know what they look like out of the package. So I was excited to show these to you guys as well. Okay, so I guess let's start with the singles. Alright, so first up we got the Mustang. It's on one of my absolute favorite molds, which is the Rivet Mustang mold, a pretty recent one. And the color is this gorgeous chestnut, I guess you could call it like a liver chestnut. So the mane and tail are kind of the same color as the body, but maybe a little bit lighter. And the shading on the muscles is just gorgeous, look at that. And he's also got 3 white stockings and a stripe down his face. Use it. I'm a big fan of this color anyway, but I think it looks great on the Rivet just because the sculpting lets the shading really pop. So, gorgeous. Next up, we've got this Blood Bay Andalusian, also on a kind of recent mold. I can't remember what the mold is called. It'll come to me. 2 white stockings and a snip on the nose. Again, the shading is really nice. There are a couple little imperfections, but I guess that's to be expected from the blister packaging. And the, I think the mane and tail are a little bit shinier than the body, which is also a nice touch. So definitely a fan of this one too. Then we've got, I think my favorite, which is this little black leopard Appaloosa, or blanket Appaloosa Shetland pony. And I only have, I think 2 horses on this mold. So I'm always happy to see it. I think it's a really fantastic mold. The detail is awesome, especially for the size. And Breyer again has done a really nice job shading. I really especially like the way that the body color fades into the tail and it gets lighter again at the tip. That's super realistic. And the spots are the perfect scale. Sometimes on the smaller scaled horses the spots are a little bit too big because they just like flick them on there, but they did a nice job on this one, so I'm happy about that. And the last one is this Thoroughbred, which is on the standing Thoroughbred mold. And I have always liked this mold. The only problem that I have with it is the tail is banged across the bottom, and I just don't like the way banged tails look. But other than that, I think it's great. I especially like the way the neck is postured. I think it's like super alert looking and regal, so definitely a fan. And then this Overo Pinto color is always just awesome. Looks like we got a little stocking there and a blaze down the face. And one of the challenges painting Pinto at this size is keeping the edges crisp. So you can see there's always a little bit of fading, but for the most part, it looks like the edges are super nice and the fading outside of the markings is nice too. So Breyer paid good attention to detail with this model as well. And I've noticed that this is a theme with the Horse Crazy sets. It seems like some of the other gift sets tend to be lacking in detail, like they just get kind of lazy with the fading and stuff, but the detail in these has been really nice, so I'm super happy about that. Alright, so let's get these dudes out of the way and check out the gift collection. I'm already so thrilled with this set because, well, I hope the camera can pick it up, but Breyer used pearlescent paint on these models, so I think the camera can pick it up, but they've got like this kind of shimmer to them, especially on the white markings, that makes it look like they've got really healthy, lustrous coats, and it looks like actually super realistic, and it's just really gorgeous. And I've actually never seen this before on regular run models. Usually I think they save the pearlescent paint for the special runs or the decorators, but it just looks so good, and it adds that little extra bit of dimension to them. And not just that, but the shading on the models is fantastic as well. So you can see the paint gets a little bit glossier moving into the tail, and this is a bay roan, so there naturally are going to be a bunch of colors all over the body, but they've been blended really nicely, even moving into the legs. And we've got 3 white stockings and a stripe on the face, and I just think this design is so visually pleasing in terms of the arrangement of the colors. I'm just like really happy. So I think this guy's my favorite out of this set, but we'll see. Next up, we've got this dark bay Frisian, and he is on the Django mold, so this is one of the newest molds. It's a little bit larger than your average stablemate. Like if you compare it to some of the other horses, he's like a lot taller. And I'm not sure if that's on purpose, because I know Frisians are kind of a light drafter, so they are kind of big, but he is on the larger side of the scale, so that is kind of cool. I like that he's bigger. The detailing on the muscles is super nice. Like you can really see how much work was put into the shoulder muscles on this one. And then again, that pearlescent paint is used to bring out the highlights in the coat. And I just think it's so gorgeous, especially on these more detailed molds that have a lot of sculpting in the hair and the muscles. I think pearlescent paint is exactly what you need to just make that detail really pop. So I'm so happy that Breyer chose to use that different finish on these models. Next up, we've got this chestnut Shetland pony. And this is just such a cute mold anyway. And then with the chestnut color, I mean, look at his little face, come on. You can't say no to a face like that. And he's also got 4 white stockings and no face markings. The blending on this one isn't quite as good, and the paint isn't quite as shiny, but I just like this mold anyway so much that I'm having a hard time not liking it. And finally, we've got this gray Arabian. And this mold has always had a soft spot in my heart because it was one of the first molds that I ever owned, and my favorite horse was on this mold for a while. And then with the addition of this gray color, it's just too perfect to not love. I love gray horses so much. And 1 white stocking, that's kind of unusual, no face markings. And the blending from the mane and the tail moving into the body is just flawless. Again, the paint isn't quite as pearly as it is on the first 2, but I think that's okay because with this lighter color, I think the pearlescent paint might have been a little bit too much. So I think Breyer made a good choice there, and I just really love the choice of color on this model. So I think another win for this set. Alrighty, so that is 4 singles and 1 gift set from the Horse Crazy collection. I love the execution on all of these horses. I think they're really high quality, even compared to the other stuff that Breyer's been turning out these days. And I think they would make a super great addition to anybody's collection. So, as always, I'll give you guys some awesome photos at the end so you can see up close what these models look like. And thank you for watching. I have more videos in store for you guys, including a repaint of one of those collectibles rodeo bulls. So I can't wait to show you guys that. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye, magicians!